Welcome to this explainer. Look, today we're going to completely shatter some of those conventional misconceptions about money by breaking down MJ DeMarco's Millionaire Fastlane framework. Because, let's be honest, if you've ever felt like the traditional advice of just, saving pennies for 40 years isn't cutting it, well, you are in the exact right place. We're going to visually unpack the actual nuts and bolts mechanics of how immense wealth is really generated.
All right, let's start with a completely crazy benchmark, 25. That is the exact age Austin Russell became a self-made billionaire. It's just a staggering number, right? I mean, most people at 25 are just trying to figure out how to navigate their first real job, let alone sitting on $1 billion net worth.
Now this guy sets a high, almost unbelievable benchmark of a boy genius. He literally memorized the periodic table at 2 years old, understood complex software by 10, and launched a cutting-edge LiDAR tech company before he even turned 18. It's that classic once-in-a-blue-moon story. But here is the absolute truth. You absolutely do not need to be a boy genius to get rich. There are countless millionaires out there who aren't technical prodigies, but they all share an understanding of the specific framework we're about to decode right now.
So here is our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll hit the billionaire hook, redefine true wealth, dive into the 5 wealth commandments, and wrap up with the mindset shift.
Okay, jumping into section 1, the billionaire hook, moving past those extreme outliers.
Which brings us right into section 2, redefining true wealth. And trust me, it is not what you think it is. So imagine I hand you $1 billion in cold hard cash, but there's a catch. You have to live entirely alone in a barren, empty desert for the rest of your life. Suddenly, that money has absolutely zero value. Why? Because it can't buy you the experiences, the human connections, or the joy you actually desire. At the end of the day, paper money is just paper if it doesn't facilitate a better life.
Or think about this visceral scenario for a second. Say a billionaire offers you hundreds of millions of dollars, but in exchange you have to give up your limbs, your kidneys, and your eyesight. No one in their right mind would ever make that trade, because without your physical health, you can't enjoy a single penny of it. You wouldn't be able to travel, eat great food, or really experience the world at all.
And this is the ultimate trap, perfectly captured by this Dalai Lama quote. People constantly chase a paycheck while letting their physical and mental well-being just completely collapse, only to spend all that wealth later in life trying to buy their health back. It's a completely backward cycle, isn't it?
So what does this actually mean? It means true wealth is really built on these 3 specific pillars. Number 1 is meaningful relationships with your friends and family. Number 2 is your health and fitness. And number 3 is freedom. Listen, being rich without the freedom to do what you want when you want, that just means you're a prisoner in a fancy, air-conditioned jail cell. Sure, you might drive a nice car to work, but if you're trapped in a cycle you hate, you're not truly wealthy.
All right, let's shift gears to section 3, the 5 wealth commandments, your actual blueprint for extreme scale.
Commandment number 1 is the commandment of control. Think about it. If you build your entire empire on someone else's platform, like relying solely on Google AdSense or an algorithm you don't own, you have zero real control. Your entire income stream can be wiped out overnight by a single hack, a policy change, or some unexpected ban. You've got to build on a foundation that you have ultimate authority over, like your own email list or a direct-to-consumer website.
Next up is the commandment of entry. Look, if a business is incredibly easy to start, everyone is going to start it. Imagine a highway with no toll booths and wide-open gates. It immediately turns into a massive traffic jam, right? You must leverage things like a unique personal brand, elite marketing, or exclusive industry contacts to create a really high barrier to entry. Make it incredibly difficult for 100 copycats to just effortlessly follow you into the market.
Then we have the commandment of need. Now, this one might sting a bit. The harsh truth is that the market does not care about what you love to do. It really doesn't care about your passions. It only cares about how your business can solve its problems. You have to build your business at the exact intersection of the skills you can provide and the pressing, urgent desires the world desperately needs solved. Basically, solve bigger problems, command bigger wealth.
4th is the commandment of time. Remember those wealth pillars we just talked about? Money is not the ultimate king. Time is. If your income is tied exclusively to the hours you punch on a clock, you haven't built a Fastlane business. You've just created another exhausting job for yourself. You must engineer a system, whether that's software, content, or a team, that functions and generates income without your direct, continuous, day-to-day input.
Finally, we reach the commandment of scale.
This is all about utilizing the law of affection, which essentially states that the more people you positively affect, the more wealth you create. To truly wrap our heads around this fifth commandment, we have to visualize the math behind scaling a business.
Let's compare these two models. Say you have this machine business where you sell one industrial machine a month and make a massive $10,000 profit. Great margins, right? But you only impact one single customer. Now, look at the candy business. You make a tiny $1 profit per chocolate bar, but you have millions of repeat customers buying every single month. Because it scales endlessly to millions of people, the candy business is actually the superior wealth vehicle. And that brings us to this foundational equation. Scale plus magnitude equals billionaire. When you combine incredible scale, reaching millions of people, with massive magnitude, solving a highly significant problem for them, that is exactly how outliers are minted. Take Jeff Bezos, for example. Amazon solves massive logistical and delivery problems for millions of people across the globe every single day. Maximum scale, maximum magnitude.
Let's move into our final section, Section 4, the mindset shift, producer versus consumer.
The next time you walk into a standard restaurant, I want you to try something. Stop looking at the menu like a consumer who's just hunting for a buy one, get one free deal, or complaining about the wait time. Instead, start reverse engineering the business like a producer. Look around and ask yourself, what are their overhead costs? How many tables are they turning over in an hour? How are they marketing to get this foot traffic? What is the actual profit margin on this plate of pasta? Shifting your lens from a consumer who takes to a producer who creates and analyzes, that is the foundational step to unlocking the fast lane.
I want to leave you with this final provocative thought to chew on today. Why do you want to be wealthy? And why quickly? Is it to buy back your time? Is it to take care of your family's health? Or is it simply to escape that air-conditioned jail cell? Define your true why using the pillars we discussed today and start viewing the world through the eyes of a producer. Use this framework to finally escape the rat race. Thanks for joining me for this explainer. Now go out there and build your fast lane.